Should you mess with someone who goes to the same school as you? Nobody cares. Everybody has their own life. Some people got kids. And I would definitely just say to keep your mouth closed. I know you want to be with your friends, and I know you're besties for life. Do not go to a medical school if you do not want to be in the medical field. It's nothing wrong with having friends. Don't date them. Who's gonna talk? Nobody's gonna talk. First semester did me in. Like, I wanted to drop out at least 4,000 times. Like, understand there is a value in being exclusive. Keep yourself exclusive. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you guys are new here or have never seen my face before, hi, my name is Jaji. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, strictly for the vibes. Vibe responsibly. Today's video, as you guys have already seen by the title, is gonna be a freshman advice video, which still debating on whether or not I want to call it that, because I feel like this advice can be taken by anybody: freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, college students, middle school students. I don't think there's any elementary kids watching, but if you are, my only advice to you is stay young. School is way more fun when you can still do your homework in crayon. Q&As, girl talks, those type of videos, I've been wanting to get into it because they're so easy to film. I can literally just sit here and give you guys my opinion, which I also want to say these are all just my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. It's advice. It doesn't mean that you have to take it. Everybody's school experience is different, of course. I grew up in New York. That is a unique experience on itself. Not only that, I did get hit with a pandemic my junior year of high school, so I did not get the full 4 years being in a school. I had to, go with Zoom and So what I did was I posted on my Instagram and asked you guys to ask me questions so I can specifically give you guys what you want to know. So of course you guys did come in clutch. We got a whole bunch of questions. Some of them were a little repetitive, so I cut some out just so I'm not repeating myself. But I picked some of my personal favorites and some of the ones that I feel like are the most important to touch on. Of course, I'm not going to be able to get to everybody's question in this video, so if you have a question, feel free to leave it in the comments. I love replying to you guys' comments. So for the first question, we have, what is to be expected on your first day? So for starters, expect to be lost. Unless you're one of those kids that scheduled the pre-first day high school, middle school, whatever building tour, prepare to be lost. Everybody's lost. It's the first day. Nobody's ever been here. Nobody knows where they're going. You usually see like adults that work in the school directing people where to go, where your class is, do you need help? They'll usually ask you. If you're just standing around and looking like you don't know where to go, 9 times out of 10 you'll have an adult come up to you and ask you if you know where to go. Now eventually you will find your class, and what to expect on the first day is usually just introductions, icebreakers. Expect to get your syllabus to know what you're doing in the class. First days usually go the same whether you're in 1st grade, 5th grade, college. Nobody's just gonna throw you into a class and expect you to know what you're doing. First days are always just introductions. Please do not panic about the first day. Usually it's like the first 2 days, honestly. So the question is, are math classes optional? Now, when I enrolled into a fashion high school, I thought everything was just gonna be fashion. I thought I was gonna be a part of True Jackson VP. Math is what you consider a core class, which is what most schools will call it. The core classes are usually gonna be English, math, history, some type of history, language, I don't know if I forgot something else, but usually those basic classes that you used to take in like middle school, those are core classes. You have to take those, and then your major classes or minor classes are extra add-on. But yes, you do still have to take math. The next question is how to keep a balance between social life and school life. I think there's one key thing to balancing social and school life, and that's just knowing that there's a time and a place for everything. In high school, you are gonna have lunch periods, you are gonna have gym periods. In college, you're gonna have free periods. There is a time and place to catch up with your friends, and there is a time and place to focus. Please. There's a time and place to focus on your schoolwork. In the middle of 5th period is not the time to catch up with your friend. You're gonna annoy your teacher, and that's not a good look. And trust me when I tell you, I grew up with the nickname Chatty Cathy, Chatterbox. I love to talk in school, but one thing about it, I always got my work done. I just used to get in trouble because I used to detract other kids from getting their work done. You're gonna have some friends that are prioritizing their friend time over school time. Trust me, at the end of the semester, when everybody's in the group chat like, oh, I'm failing, you're gonna be like, can't relate. Trust me when I tell you, your friends are always gonna be there. Get your work out the way and then go party on the weekend. The next question is, what do you recommend doing fun-wise? If I'm being honest, I never associated fun with school. I was one of those people that just kind of went and did what I had to do and then left as soon as I could. But what I would recommend to do is join clubs, do extracurriculars, do things that are fun. Everybody has a different definition of fun. So again, I think joining clubs is something very beneficial, whether it's chess club, movie club, I don't know, whatever clubs that they have in school. I know they have a whole bunch that like kind of caters to everybody. Tips on making friends. I have social anxiety. I know this is what a lot of people fear, and it's about you not being a social person but wanting to make friends. And honestly, sometimes you'll get forced into it. You got some teachers that really care about you knowing your classmates. They'll throw you into groups, they'll make you do icebreakers, and the only thing that I can say is be open to conversation. And sometimes you gotta think, you're not the only one that's scared to talk. You might be in a group of 5 people that are scared to talk. Who's gonna talk? Nobody's gonna talk. And most people, it's not really the fear of talking, it's the fear of talking and not getting a response back. Just don't be scared of that. You gotta talk. Somebody has to start off the conversation, and again, you have to be open. 9 times out of 10, people are looking for you to talk first so they can engage in the conversation. Nobody really knows how to do it. I know it's a little nerve-wracking, but you just gotta bite the bullet. Once it's done, it's done. Once you said the first word, people are gonna chime in. Another thing when it comes to making friends is joining these groups, these extracurricular activities, like I said for the last question, joining sports teams, joining just whatever. Sometimes you might even make a friend because you can help them with something. Somebody needing help in an area that you're good at, something as small as that can spark a friendship. You're gonna make friends without you even noticing. The next question is how to maintain good grades. For one, I would say when your teacher gives you that syllabus in the beginning of the class, do not throw it away. Really study it. And if you have a planner, which I would highly suggest to get a planner to stay organized, get your planner and write in every single one of those due dates. And I'm a procrastinator, so I wouldn't even say like, oh, just get your work done when you have to get it done. But I would at least say pace yourself. Don't wait till the last minute. Things like that is gonna save you. Trust me, I wanted to drop out. I literally wanted to drop out of college because I was a procrastinator and I waited to the last minute. Also, some teachers do give out extra credit, and some people feel like they don't have to do the extra credit because they already got a good grade, or they feel like they don't need it. Do that extra credit work. And if they don't give extra credit work, sometimes asking goes a long way. Ask a teacher, do you have any extra credit work? Do you have any way I can boost my grade? Teachers actually like seeing that kids want a higher grade. Is it a good idea to start playing sport? Short answer, yes. If you ask me, in my particular school, and I feel like this is the case for a lot of people in school, sports teammates or people that participate in sports, I feel like they get so much favoritism. Like, everybody is so obsessed with the sports team. They really get noticed for their sports teams. Like, a lot of them do get noticed for their sports team. I know my school, they had the basketball team on the news a lot, so they just got this utmost praise. But not only that, you do form a lot of friendships through your teammates. Like, a lot of kids used to walk around my school and they were cool solely off the fact that they were on the same team. I didn't like sports, so I didn't really have the desire to join, but it's like seeing them form a little brotherhood or a little sisterhood. It's like, definitely, like, why not? If you like sports, definitely join a sport. Okay, so the next question says, do people actually notice if you rewear your clothes more than twice but not in a row? People probably will notice depending on the type of clothing that it is, but in all reality, nobody's really paying attention to you, and guess what? Ain't nobody gonna say nothing about it. But either way, there's always a time in the year where everybody does it, whether it's a pair of jeans, whether it's a hoodie. Nobody got Kim Kardashian money to be switching outfits every single day. Even me, I have a ton of clothes, but best believe I had some pieces on rotation. If I got a favorite hoodie, I'ma wear it. Question, what supplies do you need for school? If I'm being completely honest, something to write with, something to write on, and maybe some type of technology. I know high schools are really strict with like phones and certain things, but they usually give you like a computer or something. And I know things have been very different since COVID, but everybody has a different form of note-taking. Some people like binders and dividers. Some people like notebooks and folders, which I personally like. And that's why I love school shopping, because I like to match my notebooks to my folder. Don't get me started. Anyway, but yeah, some people have that. Some people do like to take digital notes. That's not my personal favorite. But yeah, that's usually all you need. Just pen and paper and something to store handouts, like folders or a binder, whatever you want to put your handouts in. How do you manage YouTube and school? Which, again, time management does play a big role in a lot of these things. I don't care if you have to watch YouTube videos to teach yourself some skills on time management. I'm not the person for that. My time management skills is a little it's a little rusty, but I am not the most consistent on YouTube sometimes. I'm not the most consistent with my schoolwork sometimes. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you guys. Time management is definitely a big thing. I want to kind of make a video on how I started to get the hang of things towards the end of the video, because I feel like I could go on and on about telling you guys about time management and things that I use. I will always be a big advocate for planners, because seeing everything that you need to get done, seeing your week at a glance, that is so helpful when it comes to managing everything. Seeing due dates, seeing days that you have to post something. Not everybody's a YouTuber, but a planner will help you no matter what you do, whether you have a job in school, whether you play a sport in school, whatever. A planner is always really helpful. Group of friends, few friends, or stick to yourself. Is my lace lifting? Anyway, me in high school, I did have a circle of girls that I was a little closer with, but definitely would say be cool with everybody. Now, that doesn't mean be friends with everybody, because sometimes that could end up a little bit messy. Being cool with everybody means that you are versatile and you can talk to whoever you need to talk to. I was cool with everybody. It wasn't anybody that I could not talk to. It wasn't anybody that I steered clear from, or, you know, just felt like I was too good to talk to. You have to be able to talk to everybody. Those kind of kids are really the ones that get the farthest, because having connections means everything. Again, there's always going to be people that you're the closest to, your close circle, but being able to be cool with everyone is really a good trait to have. And there's always one kid in school that's just cool with everybody. It's usually a boy, 9 times out of 10. He's just cool with everybody. He just can chill with anybody. Be that person. Is it scary to deal with lockers? I'm mad scared about the locker part. My complete 4 years of high school, I never used a locker. Truth be told, I was so accustomed from carrying everything with me in middle school that when I got to high school, I just did the same thing. I don't know, you got some girls that treat their lockers like their touch-up station in between classes. Again, I was one of those kids that I just wanted to get in and get out. You had some kids that were selling snacks out of their lockers. Everybody uses a locker for a different thing, but you don't have to use a locker if you don't want to. Lockers aren't scary. Besides that, just don't forget your combination, which even if you do, you can probably ask the teacher to clip the lock, which you don't want to do too many times, so try to write it down in a notebook or something. But I don't know, I personally didn't use lockers, but no, they're not scary. Just remember your locker number and remember your combination. Someone asked, what technology is good for school? I don't think there's any technology you need for school. Probably now to like check Blackboard and stuff, but you can usually just do that with your phone. But if there's any piece of technology that you need, like is a necessity, the schools are aware that not everybody has the funds to provide some things. Like these MacBooks are like $1,000. Not everybody has that, so usually they will provide you guys with computers. But I would say a computer. You can definitely do things on your phone, but I think my computer is probably my most helpful thing. I do also have an iPad that I use for some things, but that was more of a luxury just because I use that for work, so I kind of was able to use it for school. But definitely just a computer, which most schools provide Chromebooks, so anything you need they'll give you. If they don't give it to you, you probably don't need it. Someone asked, what time should I choose my classes to be? And I think this varies person to person, because you had some people that were saying do not do early classes. Anything before 12 a.m. is a no-no. You had kids like me that my latest class was 12:40. And I mean, it ended at 12:40. I was out of school by 12:40 already. And when you get a taste of college, you do get a lot of freedom, including when you can schedule your classes. First of all, of course, if you have a job or if you have siblings or whatever, it's helpful to schedule around those things. But I would say get your classes done early. That's just my personal advice, but some people really are night people. What I will say is, if you want to have those little middle of the day periods, those weird 5 o'clock classes, think about how hard it's going to be for you to enjoy life. Or what if your friends want to plan something? With my schedule, my friends weren't even awake at 12:40, so I was out of school before them they was even awake. Versus having a 5 p.m. class and your friends is like, hey, can we go here? Like, no, I got class in the middle of the day. Next question is, what is something that should be your main focus as a freshman? I would definitely say building a foundation, getting to know people, and not just kids. Get to know staff. Getting to know staff will definitely help you in the long run. I was one of those kids, I was cool with all the teachers. I used to go in the office in the middle of the day like, hey, what's up, what y'all doing? Like, I was cool with everybody. Be cool with students, be cool with teachers, be cool with faculty. Make sure you build relationships. Relationships are a really big thing in school that a lot of people don't think about. I know some people are gonna look at me a little bit crazy for saying this, but from experience, you might want to start looking into colleges. It is still your freshman year, so I wouldn't say obsess over colleges, but I was one of those people that when those college people used to come in and talk about college, I was like, I'm a freshman, why am I worried about college? College came around, girl, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know nothing about nothing. I didn't know nothing about SUNY, CUNY. Pay attention, start looking at colleges. Like, you don't have to look into them, but start looking at things you want to do. Do you want to go away? You're gonna have a lot of time to think about this, but I promise you, when senior year comes around, it's not gonna feel like you had that much time. The next question is high school that bad? No. High school's not that bad. I feel like people see movies, people hear other people talk about high school, and it's like they get intimidated, but everybody's high school experience is different. Some people say high school is the best years of your life. I felt like my middle school year was better than high school. High school was a little rocky, but it's not that serious. It's just another stage of school, and I know it may seem scary because you're going into it, but trust me, by the time you're a sophomore, you're gonna be like, I run it in here. really not that big of a deal. I was waiting for somebody to ask this question. Should you mess with someone who goes to the same school as you? No, 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 no. Please do not mess with someone who goes to school with you. And for multiple reasons. For one, when you're in a relationship in school, just know that everybody's gonna be in your business. Your relationship is now our relationship. It's now the whole school's relationship. You're gonna have teachers in your business. You're gonna have your friends in your business. You're gonna have your friends' friends. You're gonna have your enemies in your business. You're gonna have everybody in your relationship business. Do not do it to yourself. Do not. Don't do it. Not only that, but if you guys break up, guess what? You got fourth period with Jacob, so get used to seeing him. It's no positive to being in a school relationship, literally. I really need to make a whole girl talk about this situation, but you need space to miss somebody, and being in the same building as someone all the time, especially if you have classes with them, don't even get me started. Being in the same classroom as someone every single day, you're gonna get tired of each other. Learn how to miss each other, give each other space. I've never gotten into a school relationship, and that's probably the best thing I've ever done, because I've seen so much drama stem over little boys. You're anywhere from the age of 14 to 18. They don't have anything going for themselves. They're in high school. Please leave these young men alone. Leave them alone. It's nothing wrong with having friends. Don't date them. I'm not 100% sure how much the camera shifted, which you already know. My battery died. If you're new here, it happens every video. This next one kind of ties into the last question just a little bit, and it says virginity advice. I didn't really want to touch too much on this topic because I feel like, who am I to tell somebody when or when not to lose their virginity? That is 100% your choice. What I will say is, do not feel pressured. Do not feel rushed. You're not missing out on anything. Keep it to yourself. I'm telling you, you're going to find that you are dealing with a lot less problems when you do not do that. And that's not me shaming anybody who did lose their virginity in high school or is planning to or has lost it before they got to high school. That is none of my business, and it is your body at the end of the day. That's why I say make your decisions based off of what you want to do. And again, I don't want to give too heavy of an opinion on this, but understand that there is so much value in being exclusive, and that doesn't just go for virginities. It goes for being in a relationship. It goes for giving somebody your time. Being exclusive, your time being exclusive, your body being exclusive, it is so much value in that. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. Understand there is a value in being exclusive. Keep yourself exclusive. The next question is, should you date in high school? I know I said that you shouldn't date anybody in your high school, but dating in high school, I'm not gonna say no, because I had a boyfriend my freshman year. It was really innocent. You don't have to look for a relationship in high school. It's probably gonna find you somehow, some way. That's just kind of how high school goes. You just find yourself liking somebody, you end up in a relationship. I'm not gonna say you shouldn't date in high school, because high school is 14 to 18. Whether it's not your freshman year, your sophomore year, junior year, 16, 17, 18, you're gonna probably end up dating somebody. Someone asked, how was the transition? And I'm gonna assume you're talking about from high school to college. For me, the transition was a little rocky because I was not 100% informed. Like I told you guys, that's why I say pay attention to college early, because I was a little lost. Not to mention, a lot of things were being done online because it was still kind of COVID season, or that's when the second season of COVID came out. I don't even remember what it's called, but it was just still very online, and I wasn't able to go on campus and talk to people. It was like every time I tried to talk to somebody, they were just like, oh, online, online, online. College is a little confusing because you have to be careful what classes you're taking for what, and you don't want to take too many classes. Like, you shouldn't be taking math classes if you already satisfied your math goal. Some people do end up in college longer than they're supposed to be because they're taking the wrong classes for what they're trying to graduate for. Even this year, I just had to schedule my fall semester classes. I was a little lost. I'm not gonna lie. As for actually going to college, again, my first day, I was a little lost, but me, I'm not afraid to talk. Hello, I'm lost. Excuse me, can you help? That was a little different. Also, college professors are a little harder. I would also say search up your professors on Rate My Professor if you're in college. That was like really off topic and random, but transitioning wasn't that hard because I consider myself really independent. Like, I was always the type to find my way, figure things out. Some people say like in high school, your teachers still baby you, versus in college, the professors don't care. I would say it really does depend on what professor you have, because I had some professors that would ask me 1,000 times like, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? Do you need any help? Blah, blah, blah. There also was some professors that just, if you don't meet the deadline, you don't meet the deadline. I was on top of my stuff, so I never really cared if they were like that because I was gonna get it done regardless. So again, it wasn't too much of a transition for me, but again, everybody has a different experience. This one was actually just general advice, but I kind of wanted to add on to it, and that is, don't go to college with your high school boyfriend. What I wanted to add was, it's not just your high school boyfriend. Do not pick your high school, because I know middle schoolers have have to pick their high school. Do not pick your high school or college based off of what your friend wants to do. I know you want to be with your friends, and I know you're besties for life. Do not go to a medical school if you do not want to be in the medical field. Do not let that stray your decision. You have to understand that it's just, you're gonna part ways eventually. Some people, if they're a real friend, you'll still connect whether you're in different schools. You guys will still talk. Do not be afraid to separate. You have to go your way. So I definitely would tell you, when it comes to picking out colleges, when it comes to picking out high school, go based off of what you want to do. If your friend is not trying to chase you to your school, why are you trying to chase them to theirs? Someone said, do you regret not living on campus, or was it better that way? I did not regret not living on campus, for one, because I didn't feel like I missed anything, and I also am not a party person, so I feel like that's really the only thing that you kind of miss. And you don't even really miss that, because if you want to go to a college campus party, you can, even if you don't go to that campus. You just get invited. I grew up an only child. I have my own room, and my own room is not even enough for me. So imagine me sharing a dorm. Was not gonna go over well. I also don't understand the appeal of living at school, and then you pay more to live at school. Also, I am a YouTuber. I get things shipped to my house. I don't want to deal with having a roommate that has sticky fingers. Staying home was my favorite thing to do. My mom still cooks for me. I don't pay bills, even though you're not paying bills in the dorm, but you are paying. You get what I'm saying though. The next question is how to stay out of drama, and I would definitely just say to keep your mouth closed. I have gotten into so many problems by not even gossiping, but trying to be Captain Saba. Yeah, just please keep your mouth closed. I don't care what the situation is. Talking or saying something that you don't want to be repeated will get you into a lot of drama. Keep your mouth closed. They can't argue with someone who doesn't say anything. Someone else asked, how should I study for anything? And I was never really a studier. I just usually got it the first time, or if I was in class, I would ask questions. For one, take notes, because your notes are gonna help you be able to study. Second of all, when I was in Japanese was probably one of the only classes I had to study for, but apps. We live in a day and age where there's apps to help you with everything. Fun fact, I actually passed my permit test, my DMV permit test, with an app. I never read the book. I strictly used an app. Download apps on the subjects that you need. If you need help with tutoring, there is usually tutors available, or just having a friend that knows what they're doing. I also did try to use flashcards at one point in time, and they were helpful, but you have to really drill the material into your head. So studying for anything, really just repetition. I think studying is just doing the same thing over and over and over until you get it. The next one is, how do you prevent procrastination? And if any of you guys have tips for this, I would love for you to leave it in the comments, because I do not know. I am a big procrastinator myself. What helps is, for one, learning your lesson, leaving all them assignments to the last minute, and then realizing that, oh my God, I have to do all of these before tomorrow. Remember that feeling and know that you don't want to go through it again. Or again, just pacing yourself. If you have a 10-page essay due in 10 days, do a page every day. What a lot of people don't know, it's not actually the work that's making you procrastinate. It's the anticipation of doing the work. The work is not hard. It's just getting yourself to get up and do the work. But once you're in it, you're in it. It just takes a little bit of discipline. The next one is what type of people to steer clear from. Again, people that do too much of this. If they do it to you, they're probably doing it to the next person. You gotta think sometimes, like, if someone's comfortable enough telling you someone else's business, best believe they're gonna be comfortable enough telling your business to somebody else. Also, people that think it's cute to disrespect teachers, never cute. It never ends good for them, because I'll tell you one thing, teachers remember. And teachers will be petty and take out their anger on you when you most need them. People think it's cute when they're younger, it's a joke, and trust me, it's not, especially when you get older, because a lot of people's not gonna have tolerance for that. You'll straight get kicked out the class. The next one is dealing with mean girls. And with my personal experience, once you get to high school, the whole clique thing, like the mean girls, the popular girls, I feel like that all disappears. Everybody just has their own group. I don't feel like it was too much of mean girls when I went to high school, at least. I feel like in smaller towns or things like that, you probably will encounter that. Don't pay them any mind. You don't deal with them. That's the thing. You just don't entertain it. Which semester did you find harder to handle, especially with working? I think I had more trouble in the first semester, because first semester did me in. Like, I wanted to drop out at least 4,000 times. Like, first semester really tested my patience as a student. By second semester, you kind of just realize like, all right, it's about to be over. Let me just finish. Let me get it over with. But first semester, of course, it's the first semester. You're getting the hang of everything. You don't really know 100%. And plus, it was my first year. So first semester was, of course, a little harder for me. The last question is, was it really different from high school, just like everyone says? And how fast did you adjust? It is different from high school in the terms of, I think once you get to college, nobody cares. Everybody has their own life. Some people got kids. They have jobs. Some people, they don't care. Everybody's doing their own thing. And at least when I go to college and I walk on campus, when you're in high school, it's a building that you're in versus college, which is a campus. You're just one little person in this big old world, and it's like you're not getting as much attention as you think you are. Just go about your day, get what you gotta get done, leave. If you live at school, you can't do that, so I have no advice for you. But like I said, that was the last question, and this is the end of today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I hope you guys can take some things from it. I hope you learn. If you don't, that's fine. I'm glad you watched to the end. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any ideas for the back to school series, because I want to make this as long as possible. I know last year I only did like, what, 3 videos? So make sure you leave a comment as to what videos you guys think I should do, what videos you guys will find helpful. I know some of you guys already went back to school since July 20th. I don't know where they do that at, but that's it. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say I hope you guys enjoyed this video, but that is all from me. Dior out of here.